Welcome to Sports Talk with the Cowboy.
Welcome and thanks for riding with the Cowboy. Well, big news, Tampa Bay Buccaneers today. Liam Cohen, our offensive coordinator, has took his name out of contention for the head coaching job at Jacksonville. He will join the Buccaneers next year for his second year as offensive coordinator with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's a big relief for Buck fans and Sports Talk with the Cowboy fans to know that Liam Cohen will be back with our offense as our offensive coordinator next year. It was something we were worried that he probably would take the Jaguar job. You know, we lost Dave Canales last year to the Panthers. So big news out of Tampa right before the shooting of the show, so I wanted to let you have some information on that. And my University of Miami Hurricane sweatshirt that I'm wearing today, I know a lot of Gator and Seminole fans out there. Why has he got a Hurricane shirt on? This is why. We've had two players from the Frost Roof Bulldog State Championship team up Frost Roof that have now gotten scholarships from the University of Miami Hurricanes. Also a player out of Fort Meade and one out of Wauchula. It's four players with full scholarships to the University of Miami Hurricane football team. And also we have one partial scholarship, I don't know the details of, out of Moorhaven. Getting into high school sports with that lead in, I want to tell everybody that there's a new high school football conference, the Heartland Conference, which will be made up of Avon Park, Lake Placid, Hardee, DeSoto, Frostproof, Fort Meade, and Mulberry. And these teams, and Lemon Bay, these 8 teams will make up the Heartland Conference of the Florida High School Activities Association. So many high school fans have always realized how these conferences have spread out. You have to go to St. Petersburg or down to the East Coast to play a high school football game. The attendance is lagging. You're not playing teams close to your own hometown. This is a really a great thing for the Heartland football and high school football in general, because these 8 teams will make up their own conference. They will play every single year, and they can go to the regionals, quarterfinals, and state championships from that conference. So it's big high school football news, and it brings everyone in. Everybody's going to ask, well, how about Sebring? They were too big to get into the conference. This is what I've been told. This is just breaking right off the Florida High School Activities Association news. So you'd have to get in a little bit more details of what the size requirements and all that are. But what I know for sure is there will be an 8-team high school conference made up of those teams. They will play. They will be able to go right on up the ladder to the state championship out of that conference. Big news on the high school football. Now we're going back to the NFL. As you know, this weekend is the NFC Championship game between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Washington Commanders in Philly. Winner goes on to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl in New Orleans 2 weeks from Sunday. And in the AFC, of course, we all know the Buffalo Bills will travel to the Kansas City Chiefs, and the winner will represent the AFC in the Super Bowl in New Orleans, and that will be at 6 o'clock Sunday night. So we've got 2 games this Sunday. There will be 2 teams left to go to the Super Bowl. Next week we'll have our Super Bowl special when we know the teams that are actually going to play in the Super Bowl. But right now we just know those 4 teams. And it's going to be some great contests this week in NFL. It's getting down to the bare wire because the winners are going to the Super Bowl. So we'll keep you posted as far as what's going on in in the NFL, in these playoffs, and the championship Super Bowl coming up. Now I want to go to the Rolex, the 63rd run-in of the Rolex in Daytona. The 24-hour Rolex race will start Saturday at 3 o'clock, and it will end at 3 o'clock Sunday, 24-hour race at the Rolex 24. It is being held, again, always at the Daytona International Speedway. It's the first race of the International Motorsports Association, IMSA, which is the same sanctioning body that sanctions the 12 Hours of Sebring, our hometown race. So I just wanted to let you know about the 63rd running of the Rolex 24 Hours start of race season this Saturday, 3 p.m. to 3 p.m. Sunday. You don't have to rush to see it because it's lasting 24 straight hours. So, but you can tune it in on NBC and Peacock. You can also see it on USA Network, and they will be covering the full 24 hours there in Daytona. Just wanted to give you a little bit of Rolex news and racing news because we're getting into that racing season. After the Super Bowl, we're going right on into racing. We got the 500 at Daytona, but everything starts with the Rolex, and that starts this weekend. Just wanted to bring you up to date. Nothing much more on the race other than the St. Pete City Council has agreed to pay for the new roof that they'll have to put onto the stadium because it got blown off in the hurricane. That was a sticking point of the race. They wanted that done by 2026. The St. Pete City Council ponied up $55 million to put a roof on there, and that roof will be ready for them to play in 2026 at Tropicana Field. And of course, this year, you know, they're playing at George Steinbrenner Field, right beside Raymond James Stadium on Dale Mabry in Tampa. So don't go to Tropicana Field looking for them. They're going to be in Tampa at the New York Yankees minor league facility this year, full year. So anyhow, this is the information we have on the Rays. No big news on the Lightning. They've lost 2 straight. They're getting into the funk. Their defense is not doing real well around the net, protecting Vasilevsky in the net, and they're scoring a lot of points on us. But we are in a just a 2-game losing streak. Got a big game tomorrow night against Calgary. Hopefully we can rebound and get a little bit better defensive play on that second and third line, and to protect that our goalie Vasilevsky. Now I'm going to take some of your questions tonight. The first question is from Anna, and Anna in Lake Placid wanted to know what I thought of Lamar Jackson's game on Sunday. Anna, I thought Lamar played good football. I usually critical of Lamar. I wasn't critical this time. It wasn't Lamar's fault they lost. The fumble by Andrews, the tight end, when it got knocked out the midfield, was a big problem. And then when Lamar had him 2 points to tie the game, he threw it to Mark Andrews and hit him right in the chest with it, and he dropped it. So you can't put it on Lamar, okay? Even though he did lose, even though he's not going back to Super Bowl after all these years, he's not going to Super Bowl. But I don't hold it against Lamar. I thought he played a good game. He made a couple mistakes, but it was a frigid, frozen place, and that's how it's going to be this week. Anna, God bless you, and thank you for your question. This is from Dennis from Avon Park. Dennis wanted to know what I thought about Liam Cohen getting the Jacksonville job. And Dennis, I'm very happy to be able to tell you, Dennis, that Liam Cohen is not going to Jacksonville. He will return as the Buccaneer offensive coordinator next year for Baker Mayfield and the Bucs. They do not have to look for one. But I know what you were saying, Dennis. Did I think he was going to get the job? And frankly, if he hadn't pulled himself out of it, I really do think, Dennis, that he would have got the job. God bless you, and thank you for your question, Dennis. And the last question is from Tanya, and Tanya is from Frost Roof, and she wanted to know what I thought about the winners of this week's game. Well, Tanya, I think it's going to be Washington, and I think it's going to be the Bills. But that's with my heart I'm saying that, because until the Bills can beat the Chiefs, and they've lost 3 games to the Chiefs to go to the Super Bowl. That's 3 times they've had a chance in the AFC Championship to go to the Super Bowl, and they got beat by the Chiefs. So I want the Bills to win just because I want to see somebody else there, but you can't take it away from those Chiefs. Okay, it's just hard to take it away from Patrick Mahomes if he's got the ball in his hand. But we'll see. But I do think Washington Commanders will beat the Philadelphia Eagles with their new rookie quarterback sensation Jalen Daniels, and I think he and the Washington Commanders will win the game against the Philadelphia Eagles. That's my prediction. So we got time for one more question, and that question is from Philip. And Philip was asking about the IMSA race at Daytona. We just talked about that, Philip. It is the Rolex race, and it will be the production and grand touring prototype, the big cars, the Audis, the Porsches, the BMWs, the Cadillacs, the Acuras. They'll all be there. They'll be there for 24 hours. The Lamborghini, I know you want to know about the Lamborghini in your question. The Lamborghini is tested there but will not run there. It will not run at Daytona. It will run its first race ever, the Lamborghini prototype, at the 12 Hours of Sebring in March here in Sebring, Florida. So that's something we can look forward to here in Sebring, because we'll see the Lamborghini prototype for the first time ever on a racetrack in actual competition at the 12 Hours of Sebring. The 71st running of the 12 Hours of Sebring, presented by Mobile and fresh from Florida. So we'll keep you posted on the racing as it goes on. And that's about all for tonight's show. This is a Super Bowl playoff special. We're going through this time where we're going through the playoffs. We'll get back to a little bit more of a regular show when the Super Bowls get over with. But for right now, we're trying to concentrate on the big games and what's going on. God bless you, and pray for our country. Give a hand up when somebody needs it. We need more love than we do hate in this world. God bless you. Cowboy out.
ever had a dreams that that you could do so you want him to do you so much you could do anything?